just part of your warm up, okay? So typically, when we start looking at grip fight, when you guys come out, we should be doing this with our sleeves here. This is gonna kind of peel our sleeves back a little bit. We're not physically allowed to do this before a match, right? So you just kind of let the sleeves hang, come in, you guys should have your hands up. We should be protecting high grips, all right? We do not want to give up grips high here, or even like grips to the back or belt or anything like that. You know, those are grips we really have to avoid giving up. So you should be in here kind of parrying and looking for your grips, and you know, maybe even like climbing up a grip or whatever we want to do. I want you guys stripping grips, moving around, playing. In addition to that, when you guys are kind of like locked in and you guys are grip fighting, you know, check the feet like a little bit, you know, maybe like look for foot sweeps. Now also I could fit in, come back out, move, play. If you know, you actually take your partner down, no big deal, help them up. That does happen a lot, but we're not really fitting in for the takedown. We're just fitting in, coming back out, playing and moving, okay? So I want you guys checking the feet, moving, playing, having fun, gripping, re-gripping, trying not to give up the high grips. If you do give up a high grip, maybe go into a Russian, pop it off. Just have a little fun, okay? Let's partner up. I'm gonna put a round on. Also, in addition to that, you know, try to stay kind of relative in your area so you're not moving around too much. I don't want you guys running and backing up too much. We kind of have to, in Sambo, we gotta play, okay? So let's partner up, guys. 1, 2, 3. And stuff like that. And, it's very important. It's an art, just like when you're doing jiu-jitsu on the ground. I mean, grips are everything. So from standing, we really have to understand and not only how to defend grips, but how to get into grips that favor us and we can create advantages off of. So one thing I just want to kind of show you guys is everything on this side. You should probably know this stuff anyway. But typically when we're gripping, this is kind of a garbage grip. We need to be up a little higher with a little bit more control. When we grip the sleeves, we don't want to do our jiu-jitsu pocket grips that we usually do, okay? We want to come in and actually grip. So when we grip here, we can, you know, come in and actually turn out the shoulder when we go to lift and break balance and actually control the arm and the upper body a little easier. So when we come in and grip, these are things like we really want to thumb along the forearm and take out the slack. In addition to that, anytime, we've also have grips like if you're going against, and you guys going against Ian today, don't try to come out and grip him here. Grip higher, really get up on towards the elbow. Sometimes you can grip up in the armpit, the tricep, okay? So feel free to, you know, someone's arms, it's like a baseball bat. And you guys ever play baseball? Sometimes you gotta choke up on the bat a little bit, right? So anytime, I'm always making adjustments from whether I'm going with guys like a little shorter or guys taller. I'm kind of climbing up the arms, whatever's necessary here. Also, in addition for the back grips, we're never vertical with our grip. We're always kind of palm down here, okay? I call these like motorcycle grips. So when I'm on the arm and I'm on the back, it's kind of like you're riding a motorcycle. It's just the easy way I remember everything, okay? So we're never grabbing here. Everything is kind of like motorcycle grips, all right? So that comes in kind of pretty handy, especially later on when we start going live. So the first drill we're gonna get into, I just wanna kind of have a little fun with this one. We're gonna hit an arm bar, and then the person that we hit the arm bar on is gonna come up and stack us, lift us up, and break out of the arm bar, okay? So for example, who here knows how to do an arm bar? Most people, right? I'll show you guys an arm bar entry. However, when you're doing this drill, you can hit whatever arm bar you want to do. So I'll show you guys a few different variations of arm bars, maybe from standing, and then what we'll do is, then I'll show you guys the defense that we're going to use to get up and break the position, okay? So for example, for an arm bar that I could use from standing, I can have my partner kind of collar tie me. If he goes and pushes into me, I could arm bar here, I can take my partner down, back, and then look to finish. So we could do kind of a sacrifice from standing. Pretty much any throw, whether we're talking ogosh, harai, uchimata, anytime we have a sleeve, the person's gonna land in an arm bar, okay? So if I kind of come on and I did a harai here, where I come in as I start to lift, I'm right to an arm bar, right? And then the last one I'll show you guys. So really easy hip toss, arm bar. I could also do a drop seoi-nage here. So I kind of like move my partner, I lift, I come, take them over, pull them, lift, there's our arm bar. So those are basically 3 examples of arm bars from standing that we can hit. There's way more, okay? So if you don't know a throw, we can just come in and hit a little hip toss, little gauche, okay? Take them down, control to the arm bar. So now, and one thing I'd like to say as well, all of our throws and takedowns, we should know exactly what position they put us in when we land. Because if, let's say Ian and I, we're fighting, you know, we're in a match and he's beating me. Let's say he's beating me by 4 points, time's running out, or let's say he's beating by 5 points and time's running out. I know I need a submission, really. So I'm gonna only really look to execute moves that I can hit a submission out of, a potential submission. Or maybe I just need a pin or whatever. So every takedown that I hit, I need to know what kind of position we land in, all right? And that helps out your jiu-jitsu as well. A lot of these throws and takedowns will automatically pass guard. So we can start going right into control positions on top and play. So arm bars from standing, whichever ones we want to do. Any type of sleeve control is going to put us into that arm bar. Drop seoi-nages, a gauche, harai, all that good stuff. And then also sacrifice arm bars. Now, when our partner lands in an arm bar, can you just kind of, yeah, you can sit right into it. Yep. All right, so when you guys land in the arm bar here, in sport sambo, if I'm able to stand up and lift my partner's shoulders up off the mat, it automatically breaks the hold, all right? This is supposed to mimic a street fight, because if I basically come up and stack Ian and he's on concrete or it's a street fight, I mean, he's toast from there, all right? So the first thing, of course, when you guys are about to get arm barred, we have to make a connection on our wrist, all right? No one's strong enough to just be like, oh, screw you, you're not getting it, right? So we gotta come in and instantly we have to get some kind of wrist control here, all right? Now, ideally, what I like for you guys to do is when you grab your wrist, we're going to turn our hands in. I'm gonna go to the bicep, and then I'm gonna look towards my partner, and my other hand's gonna come out on the back of the hamstring. So we're doing what we call like a rear naked choke defense. So I'm flat, and now I'm looking into him, okay? We get this, now if Ian starts really pulling, I'm kind of locked in. I created a frame and a structure that's very hard to beat. Now it's gonna be painful if he's really pulling on it, but the more he pulls, the easier it's gonna be to stand up and stack. So as he starts pulling, I can kip, come up, bring my feet behind me, I push in and stack here, all right? Now when we're in this position, I'm gonna take the hand that's on my bicep, I go into the back of the calf muscle, right? Well, so first here I could actually just lift them up. If I lift his shoulders up off the mat, it's done. If I wanna maybe counter, once my hand comes to the calf, now I can do this one-handed. This comes out, maybe I go into some kind of foot lock or a pin position here. That'll be just a bonus extra credit, okay? So the big one, we're gonna go rear naked choke defense. So once your partner takes you down in the arm bar and sets up the arm bar, then the bottom guy, you're gonna kind of do this with your hands, you're gonna hold your wrist, then you're gonna slide to your bicep, and then to the hamstring. But once again, I'm gonna have to look into my partner to really get a good grip on the hamstring. You might have to kip a few times. Rock. Push into your partner. Now from here, we can just lift them up. And that's it, okay? So one person's gonna be doing the arm bar, whatever arm bar you guys want, whatever takedown, sacrifice. Now when they go to finish the arm bar, here, rear naked choke defense, come up to your feet, stack and lift, okay? And then if you guys are getting the hang of that and you feel good and you want to go into the counter, with that kind of thing I did with the little hand transition to your calf muscle, I'll come around and show you guys that one individually, okay? All right, guys, let's work this one for a while. And also, sorry, work some different maybe takedowns. So maybe one you do like a harai, maybe do a couple of those, and maybe a drop seoi-nage, maybe a sacrifice, so you can play around with some different options as well with your takedown as far as that's concerned. All right, 1, 2, 3. Let's play this, have some fun. this, just drop the knee in the armpit. We're already lifting here, right? This is all we have to do. Yeah, look where his head. I mean, I could choke the shit out of him right now just by sitting down and just kind of using my calf muscle, my hamstring. Now from here, all I have to do is just sit. And we're real tight here. Now, if he defends and grabs this, now I'll go over and then I'll start looking bicep slicer or whatever we want to do there. But remember, you need to control the head first, okay? So that shin should come in right here. We step over. Now maybe grab his hands, whatever, right? And I can kind of come in here and hook and hold, or maybe throw that over and then start looking to disrupt all of this as well, okay?
Okay.
So it's just a lot faster, more efficient to establish that control first, because then you can see if you can always throw the leg over anytime you want to throw the leg over, which I will a lot.
So pinch the knees to the arm and then step
Lift
over for the head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here, everything should be tight.
Yeah.
Sit, and then from there, once again, then we could rock, throw the leg over, lock your feet if you want, and start going through progressions there, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Let's do for another until 12:30. Same thing, finish up a few more, and then we'll move on, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right, so hopefully we don't run into too many problems with some of you guys in your jackets. These little tight, these sleeves aren't bad at all. Like E, your sleeves are real short. Mike, your sleeves are a little tight. You know that. That's why you wear it. You're a cheater.
It's from all the muscle.
Rich is a cheater too.
It's from all the muscle. It's from all the muscle I put on. You know?
Now, all of us Sambo guys, judo guys, we got bigger sleeves because we have to play that way.
It's not the size; it's how you use it.
Yeah. So.
That's what she said?
Yeah.
That's what he read online, at least. So. We're gonna work off this grip. It's one of my favorite grips, and I have a whole series that I like to play off of this one grip alone. And for any of you jiu-jitsu guys, this is really great for collar drags, single legs, all kinds of stuff. Sets up like a lot of awesome stuff as well. So like I said, off this one grip, you can have an entire series, which I do. So I'll usually go off of this grip here, which is pretty much illegal in judo, okay? So you can't really have the same side grips. I forget what the exact rule is, but 3 seconds. Right?
3 seconds.
Yeah, it's real short. So a lot of guys are gonna play over on the other side. So usually when I go with Sambo guys that I know are very good judo oriented, I always usually go same side grips just to, you know, because they're maybe not as used to playing same side grips. But so anyway, so off of this one grip alone, we could hit, you know, we got Tayatoshi, we could hit drop Seyanagis, collar drags, the single legs, all sorts of great stuff off of this one grip. The throw that we're gonna play with today, I don't know the name of it, but kind of think of it like almost kind of like a fireman's carry slash drop Seyanagi, okay? And the thing I like about this throw is typically when I'm going for most of my throws, I'm coming to basically the inside to the backside arm, okay? And a lot of times when I come in for these throws, he could almost kind of stiff arm me with that back arm and keep me off and maybe not let me fit in or re-grip or, you know, create different problems for me here. So instead of coming into the inside, and I'm gonna give him like a little low here, I'm gonna lift up. When I do, I'm coming to the outside. And then we're right here and do like nice control, okay?
What happened to your other hand that wasn't gripping the sleeve on that throw? Was it just loose or grabbing something?
It comes around your head.
I had collar,
Yeah.
and I had sleeve, and I end up like this.
Oh, okay. Got
So everything kind of comes up and down, and what happens is we hit an angle from the side, which is not easy to defend for the other person. So as we're kind of looking for inside throws, as far as maybe coming to this side and kind of playing, when we're ready.
So that is coming over. You're popping.
Yeah. So what I'm doing here as well, you feel my head, I'm not gonna finish the throw, but I like to create a little bit of space, and see how I'm pulling down and keeping my head up, and that creates the tightness here. Yeah.
Well, Bob showed that, but he showed more about like a loop. You're kind of like creating space and ducking your head under it. He was showing like almost like a looping motion.
So
I don't know if
it's
It feels like a fireman's carry.
Yeah.
And once he's in there, I'm like,
Bob, the way he does it, it feels like a throw. This is straight, like I'm stuck.
Yeah, it's so with the fireman's carry and with this throw, I have to get him loaded up onto my shoulder, okay? So the tighter we can be with this, the better my chances of being able to finish this efficiently, okay? For example, a lot of guys like to do fireman's carries, grabbing here or grabbing the sleeve, and that's okay, but you get a tall guy like this, and if I grab even here, right, and I go down to a fireman's carry, you'll notice I'm not gonna control his posture at all. So if I kind of come in here and I'm looking for a fireman's, I don't have enough here. Now if I come in with an overhook, and I'll grab under the armpit and I finish for a fire, that's good. Now even better is I'm here and I'm going. You see how like the lower I go, the more he kind of gets loaded and bent over as far as that goes, and I'm able to throw him. So once again, the tighter we can be, the lower we can make them, the better all of this. So if we take those same principles and use it with this throw here, once again, we have to create leverage, we have to get underneath, and our head is very important. As I'm fitting in, watch it, I'm not gonna finish the throw. But a lot of times, like you guys around me, you check this foot, yeah, maybe get that foot back. When I'm ready, as I come in here, I'm pulling down, my head's up. Okay, so don't be lazy with your head. Sometimes guys will fall off this way or they'll spin around to the back and try to create problems for you there. So when you come in, you're gonna really kind of lock that in to here. You'll kind of feel it if they're loose, okay? If they're falling off to the front or the back or whatever, you'll feel that there, okay? So we'll go real slow. Grab a nice high grip, because once again we need to control posture. A low grip is just gonna get you countered and beat. The higher, the better, okay? You can kind of take whatever appropriate sleeve grip you need, and you guys might have to play around with it a couple times to feel where you need to have your hand. And I like to get them low, and when I'm ready, I'm gonna lift, and I'm gonna step here, and go down to my knees. I pull this tight, and the collar's tight. And then now all I have to do, and I would keep that, of course, or go right into a pin, or maybe try to get to an arm bar off of that. Okay. Andre, let me borrow you a couple times so you can see it. So I got my high collar, I got my sleeve here, and look, we're gonna be cutting out to this side. So when we're going live, if your partner's squaring up with you the whole time, right, then maybe I kind of come in here, boom, you know, and then we can finish, okay? So you're gonna, just like any throw, you gotta figure out the correct angle and way to get in there. So I'll go slow motion. Once again, so if he's squaring up with you, you're not gonna be able to get to this outside. So maybe I come in here, boom. Now I've got a better angle, I'll step through. This is down and tight. So even if I can't get a nice throw and I have to roll through, see where we're at? And then I'm right up for a pin or an arm bar. You have excellent control there. So even like I said, you can't finish it here, just kind of jump off your knees, create that forward momentum, and you'll end up on top with your head pressure and everything, okay? This is an awesome fun throw off of that grip. We should have a lot of shit we can hit from that grip, okay? So one more time, say one more time. So I'm here, I'm gonna step toe to toe, kind of lift. I'm gonna give myself some space. As I lift, my head goes through, and then I pull down. Now right from here, once again, if I don't get a nice throw, I can still just carry down, and I'm gonna drive off my knees right to here. And then maybe we're to a Kimura, to an arm lock, or to a pin. Go nice and slow, maybe work a few fins before you go for the throw. Look at the angle of your shoulders. So when I fit in here, which way am I going? There's a straight line right through my shoulders. That's the fireman's carry part. Gonna come in here, or we're just kind of doing one of those as well. All right, and both grips have to be real tight. Work a couple fit-ins, and then finish the throw, okay? 1, 2, 3. Nice. How'd you guys feel with that one, right? It's different coming in from that other angle, but once again, it's off of that nice grip. At least the grip I like to play. I hope you guys like to play it as well. We're gonna go over another option off of that grip. Pretty much the same takedown, except we're gonna do the drop Seoi-nage this time, okay? So we could go inside, outside, and once again, there's standing throws, the taitosh, and collar drag, single legs. I mean, there's so much stuff off of this grip that we could use. In addition to that, one thing is, I wouldn't do it to Ian, but because he's so tall, but I could also like come over, throw there off of that grip. We've got a lot of stuff like that that's available. So the first throw we did, what are we doing? We were perpendicular to our partner, okay? That means we're going over our shoulders like a fireman's carry. Now, this one off the same side grip here, same exact grip. This time we're just doing a traditional drop Seoi-nage, which I think is gonna be pretty easy for most of you guys. This is a very important throw, especially for all you guys that are more of jiu-jitsu players, because I have to use this throw a lot in jiu-jitsu because most guys aren't gonna play kind of judo with me. They're not gonna stand up too tall and they're not gonna be looking for the feet. A lot of times, jiu-jitsu guys will give you the grip you want, and a lot of times they're gonna start to get low and they're gonna be a little wide with their hips and kind of hard to move. You know, jiu-jitsu guys, typically, they're gonna almost stall a little bit more in these positions, and it's really hard to mount offense with someone that's kind of not playing the game. So I'll use the drop Seoi-nages a lot on jiu-jitsu guys, and I have a lot of success with them because a lot of times they're kind of butt out and they're stalling a little bit, but they still give me all the space that I want to really move in under and finish the drop Seoi-nage, okay? So in addition to this is something that works well on guys that are taller, shorter. It doesn't matter. I can't really hit standing Seoi-nages on guys that are shorter for me. I'm just not that great at them, so I'll usually just do drop Seoi-nages most of the time. So it's kind of a one-size-fits-all throw that you guys should get a lot of mileage out of. So this is one throw that I want you guys continuously practicing, because you can do no-gi, gi, and all that stuff. So let's look off the same side grip. Before we went to the outside in, now what we're gonna do is just kind of use this inside space. So the one thing I do want though, is I want my partner like a little lower, and you might even have a grip on me, it doesn't really matter, I don't really care. Sometimes I'll kind of come in, I'll sweep or foot sweep a leg out. Now, I like to snap and lift on these. If he's just kind of trying to run towards you, it's very easy, but I like to, almost like you're shaking out a blanket, you know? You go to the beach and your towel's got dust all over it. It's kind of, that's how I snap guys for my fit-ins, for my drops, okay? So I get in here, and I snap, and when he goes to lift up, there we are. So as I go to fit in, I've got my elbow nice and high, kind of coming out of the tricep here, out of the armpit. I'm turned, I'm looking this way. So don't sit here like this, we should be here. I'm pulling down on the arm, I'm on both knees, all right? And I've got the space that I want to finish the takedown. So I have my grip, and a lot of times I'll snap, snap, snap. When I'm ready, I lift both knees. I'm almost through his guard. I've almost literally put him on my back because I shot my feet through his guard. So when you guys go to do this, don't go out here. He's just gonna take your back and this jiu-jitsu choke you out, put his hooks in, okay? Slide through. So even without grips, I'm almost like, like sliding through the back of his legs, okay? That's gonna make your drop Seoi-nage so much easier, getting underneath. So I'm here, I can play a little low, sometimes I'll shake. I come in here, I'm looking the direction I need to look. Now, the traditional way we can do this is kind of like a throw, where, see, he landed a little hard on that one. That's a little rough on your partner. Sorry, I just had to kind of demonstrate that. We can also do the one that's a little easier on your partner, which is I can bring my head down and they'll kind of roll off nice and easy in that position. So I'll demonstrate that one. That's one that we can kind of just do right now for class, okay? So, as I'm here, I'm lifting, come up under. Right? Now when we get here, snag, pull them to you and lift, and then we can almost go right into our armbar situation. So keep those collars. We always end up like this, pull them to you, okay? And then we don't have to get into an armbar position or anything like that, but snag. I don't want you guys just letting go of your partner. Right there, we're going to an armbar, pin, kimura, something like that. Right, so again, we did a nice easy one, so your partner's just not bouncing off the mat. You guys want to lift, 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 lift. Then under, pull, pull into you. Okay?
Are chokes legal yet?
Not yet. Hopefully one day soon.
Yes.
Snap. Here. Okay? You guys see the claps and comes on your snap? Here. Pull them up. Okay? Sounds fun, guys. 1, 2, 3. I'll use Mike, because Mike's a little different to thread the needle, right? So when I'm here, remember, I want to shoot my legs through his legs. A lot of you guys, what's happening is it's feeling like you got to use a little bit more muscle, or maybe it doesn't feel as good on the shoulders because you guys are out a little too far. So you guys are doing pretty good, but you're kind of like out here, right? I want his knees, I want his belt on my back, all right, when I shoot through. So I shoot my hips all the way through. So when I'm here and I'm kind of moving and we're lifting, I mean, all the way through, as far as I can go. So your fit-in should really be concentrated on getting your legs all the way through his legs. Right here, there's nothing that he can stop me with when I shoot through. Like, I totally control his balance. For you jiu-jitsu guys, it's the equivalent of like being an X guard underneath somebody. You are totally underneath of them, and they are just at your mercy.
That feeling makes me want to go forward.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like you're here, I'm almost knocking you off your base, and you're falling forward. So let's work maybe for 2 or 3 more minutes. Let's try to get that entry down a little bit better, because you guys are doing a good job with your hands. It's just your hands and your arms are stressed a little bit more because you're not getting through quite as deep as I'd like you to, okay? Shoot both feet through. So sometimes what I'll do is, number one, all you guys, see how Mike was standing nice and wide for me? That's how you guys should be standing as the Ukis, okay? The Tori, if your partner's not standing wide enough, let them know, or kick a foot out. I usually do this, like when I'm rolling live, I'll kick a foot out or whatever, and I'll create the space that I want, and then I'll start kind of snapping more, and then I'm all the way through, okay? And it's not gonna stop it. All right, so let's work on that entry a couple more times, and then we'll grab a drink, we'll get some live in. 1, 2, 3. All right, but anytime you're gonna fit in for things like these throws, these in particular, once again, we need to set the stage. We gotta make sure we can, on the drop Seinagi, get our feet through our partner's feet. Now look, and there are many different versions of these moves, where maybe you don't need to go down to both knees and stuff like that. But on the one we did today, that the first drop Seinagi at least, we definitely want to get to our knees and get through the guard and really get through our partner's guard, so that therefore they're on our backs and it makes it easier to finish. The other one, once again, it's a little bit more about getting to that angle, right? To kind of fit in through the armpit, right? Instead of from the inside, okay? But in addition to that, well, like I said, off of that collar, we could step out, collar drags, the single legs, come up. The one thing I do want to say about the collar drag, like, Andre, can I borrow you? So remember, you guys don't have a lot of time to work in Sambo. The difference from jiu-jitsu, I mean, this is like very fast paced. So I'll use things like collar drags against guys that are better in judo than me. Okay, for example, what I mean by that is, a lot of times I trust my ground game. I trust my submissions. I trust all that stuff on the ground. So in my estimation, I'm like, look, if I can just get a guy to the ground, I can start to attack, just start chaining immediately, like super fast, right? So while maybe I don't get any points, or maybe I get 1 point for like a collar drag. So if I'm out here and I drag you down, you go to like your hands and knees. Now, right from here, I'm just instantly like attacking, looking for arms, and I mean, I'm going right for the kill. I'm chaining right to ankle locks and all kinds of stuff right from those positions, okay? So any takedowns you guys hit today, you only have a few seconds to lock in a sub. Now, locking in a sub could just mean, like go down on your hands and knees. So let's say I do like a little foot sweep and I take Andre down, right? And I kind of go over. Now, this, so hold on to your hand. Once I get here, I'll have plenty of time to work. They'll let you work once you get to a lock, right? They'll give you time to finish. But if you're just kind of like, you take him down and you're just like, and he's like, you know, being tight, he's not giving you anything, they're gonna restand you. So once you get to a lock, you have time to work, okay? Other than that, you don't have much time to work. They're gonna stand you back up. So a lot of you guys know the rules, so whoever you're going with today, if you guys are down on the ground too long, just say, hey, and restand, okay? There's no guard pulling, it's illegal. They'll kick you out of Russia for that. No, I'm sure. So, they'll make you swim back home. However, you can do sacrifices, your arm bars, and you'll see guys look for almost like Imanari style rolls to get to the ankles and set up leg attacks and stuff like that. So you can do that, which is a lot of fun that you can do. Now, the one thing also too, so let's say for example, I'm going for an arm bar on Andre, right? And he's getting ready to stand up and stack. That's where I might have to go into Keymaster. And before he picks me up, it really comes up, I can transition to leg attacks and knee bars and start working all that stuff. So before they stand you up, Keymaster and all these positions have been SAMBO positions since the beginning of time because of the rule set. Guys are gonna try to stack you when you arm bar them. So they give you those Keymaster positions. So those are things I want you guys to look for, you jiu-jitsu guys. If you are playing on the ground and looking for arm bars, your partner goes to stand up, right, the Keymaster, knee bars, calf slicers, all that fun stuff, okay?
You do everything with chokes, basically?
So, all straight locks pretty much. Straight ankle locks, like no toe holds or heel hooks.
No Kimuras.
Well, no, you can Kimura.
You can't hammer lock.
Yeah, you can't hammer lock. So here's the deal. So you can Kimura here, you can't Kimura with the fist behind the back like a hammer lock, for whatever dumb reason. You can omoplata, reverse omoplata. When an omoplata is nothing but a hammer lock.
You do Americanos?
Yep, Americanas, all that. Americanas, same way. Usually they want you to be here on the Americana rather than here for some reason.
How about down here?
It's so frustrating. Yeah, you're good there. It's so frustrating. I don't know because different referees call it differently. I've seen referees let this go. I've seen referees stop this. You know, like it's too weird. But yeah, so it's just straight locks, no chokes, straight arm bars, bicep slicers. But then you have like your shoulder locks, like your Kimuras, Americanas, no wrist locks. So if you guys, one thing that people get in trouble for all the time, can you go on your back? I know I'm kind of throwing a lot at you guys right now, but when we do our arm bar, like our grip breaks, so hold on. Here, you know, when we kind of come in and we start like wrist locking, to break the lock, you can't even attack the wrist. You have to be almost like back here.
You can't manipulate it at all.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you could still grab it and pull.
You can grab the hand. They don't want,
back.
you know, like some of those wrist manipulations we do to break.
Yeah.
A lot of refs will call that and stop that. Is what it is.
You do bicep slicers with that.
Yeah, bicep slicers are great. So you'll see guys use the bicep slicers a lot in SAMBO because we can't triangle from there. We can't manipulate the wrist, so guys get their grip and they're hard to break. So you do that. There are pins, chest to chest pin, so you can pin from inside the guard, you can pin from half guard, scarf, side control, whatever you guys want to do. If you get to a pin, just hold it for a couple seconds, and then maybe transition to an arm or something. Maybe look for some submission or just restand, okay? But remember, we're doing a lot of up and down, up and down, up and down. It's predominantly takedown based, okay? So we'll have some fun, we'll move around. What I want to do is, since we have, I'm going to put one group out here. The other groups you're all going to be in one square. Try to stay in your square so we're not like falling over each other. As much as possible. So one group will be out here, the other four groups in the white. And get your grips, look for your takedowns. And look, and you don't have to go for shit. You'll see like a lot of judo guys, you know, like they'll kind of come in and they'll hit a takedown, right? Boom, the guy falls. And a lot of times they're just like, cool, stand back up. You know, yeah. So you get a lot of different versions of people playing all this stuff. You know, some guys they do no waza on the ground. They are all just about whang, launching you and then coming back up. All right. So you don't have to even go to the ground if you don't want. The last thing I'm going to say, and I teach this in jiu-jitsu a lot, so you guys should know this, is so like let's say for example I come in and I just kind of kick the leg out and you go down your hands and knees. A lot of times we're here working control because what guys are going to do on the bottoms, they're going to cross their arms and they're going to get flat. They're going to flatten out all the way across your feet. And they'll do this so that way I can't pull an arm out. So he's going to stall, and that way if I can't turn him over to his back or get an arm or like, you know, an ankle, then they're going to restand you. So guys will fall like this. So a lot of times that's when I'll start lifting them, then I'll hook, and then I'll start playing.
The guy goes down hands and knees, there's no Or is it, or do you get one?
It depends. If you threw him and he lands, I mean, he can land on his back and roll.
So if you did like a foot sweep for like a something, and he actually lands.
Yeah, I mean, you might not get anything. You may get a point, you may not. It just depends on the dynamics of what happens.